if you want to know when to go live, it's got to be systematically defined. It's got to be a test that you pass that says you've got the necessary skill level. Remember, we saw that from experiences comes skill, and skill comes capital. Okay, so we need a test that tests your level of skill. Now, how we were tested is simple. The first thing you had to pass, which was a red line, was you had to do 250 round trips a week. Why? Well, because our brokerage got rebates from the CME. Okay, now because of that, they wanted us to overtrade because they profited from that. All right, you needed to respect your daily stop. If you went through that daily stop, you failed their test. They needed you to have more green days than red days in the month. They wanted you to have an average of 3 out of 5 green days in the month. And they wanted you to have ultimately a small positive P&L at the end of the month. Why? Because then it meant that you could pay for the software for your charts. Okay, that's the test we had. A very, very simplistic test, but it again was a rules-based approach, which is do a lot of trading and listen to what we say, and then you pass. Now again, it's not to say that we didn't pass the test. We did, because we are traders today. But the reality is that that was an insufficient test. And what happened, I can tell you this right now, the pass rate at the firm I started at was exactly the same as it is for typical traders today, which is there was a 90% failure rate. Why? Because again, traders were having to pass this rules-based approach as opposed to a skills-based approach. Okay? Now, when you should go live, it's very simple. When you're consistent. Number 2, when you have edge. And ultimately, it is a data-driven decision. Let me show you what I mean. So again, I'm going to bring up the Tradelo Solution, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay? Now, as a trader, I need to be objective. I need to see data. Now, if I go to my profit and loss and I go and look at my 1-year performance, okay, as a trader, I cannot look at this and see anything other than red and green. I am either consistent or I'm not. Okay? If I then look at my ability to upside profit versus downside, I can very clearly see what I'm capable of in terms of profit and loss. Okay, there's no emotion involved here. There's no should I, shouldn't I. It's as clear as data can be. Okay, another wonderful chart, which is the profitability heat map. This is a wonderful chart because this shows you effectively whether or not you've got edge in your strategy or not. It's not your opinion. It's not how you feel. It's not subjective in nature. It's pure data driven. You either have edge or you don't. Okay, now, how Tradelo has done things. Okay, and I keep mentioning Tradelo because what Tradelo is ultimately doing is they're providing the solutions that are going to safeguard traders. Okay, so if you go into the Tradelo Solution, they've got a sim to live test. And guess what? You don't pay for the sim to live test. It's part of the solution. And you can take it as often, as many times as you want. If you want to do it 10 times, do it 10 times. Okay? The purpose of this test, very, very important, is to test you on 5 specific skills. Okay, 1, risk management. Have you got the skill of risk management or not? 2, consistency. 3, discipline. 4, performance. And 5, patience. These are the skills ultimately the test is testing you on. It's not testing you on can you do 100 trades a month. Okay, it's not testing you on, can you, have a 2-to-1 risk reward. Okay, sure, risk reward is important because at the end of the day, you have to make more than you're losing on trades. But it's not a red line where it says, by the way, you got a $10,000 upside versus a $5,000 downside. Okay, ultimately, if you can pass this test, it's because you've got the skill as a trader. Okay, Tradelo ultimately is incentivized for you to pass this test. Why? Because if you pass this test, then you can request trader funding. Right? Tradelo wants to back you if you can pass this test. Why? Because this test is the test Tradelo traders must pass. It's as simple as that. Okay? And you're not paying for this test. It's just one of the solutions available within the Tradelo Solution.